Welcome to the Weiss Schwarz News and Market Update for April 24th, 2022. Lots to talk about today. I'm going to run through the list. We got Hololive, Bang Dreams, Survey, Data Bullet, Japanese releases, and what I did over this weekend. So, real quick, I know I'm really behind when it comes to comments and definitely behind on email. So, if you expected a reply, it's coming shortly after this video, okay? So sorry about that. First up, we have Hololive releases, right? Pre-release season. So we got Coco. She came out over Friday. I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. And like I said before, I really like all the gifts that people put up. So we have Kaicho here, and everybody giving salutes to our Hololive VTuber that has since graduated. So there we are. I think that's really nice that everybody's putting all these gifts out here. And I mean, again, it's cool seeing this day after day, like people throwing some down. So everybody's really excited about this release. I know. Unfortunately, as we know, trial decks coming out April 29th as scheduled. We'll see. Again, I know there's a lot of delays, but still, it's okay. I mean, you'll get it eventually. At least we're getting trial decks scheduled right now, April 29th. The booster box is a little bit delayed. So what I want to say about the trial decks is normally I say don't buy trial or don't buy pre-releases from TCG Player because they got some like whack prices. But this time around, not so bad, right? Like going out on here onto TCG Player, these pre-sales, some of them are like $22, which when I look at other websites that have trial decks available, there's like $25, $30. I actually am going to say that this is probably okay at this point. If you really wanted that trial deck, that 22 doesn't seem so bad, right? Like it doesn't seem so bad. Unfortunately, as you can see here, Gamers is out and Third Generation is out. I've talked about before about the playability and things like that. So uh, Third Generation you definitely want to have for various reasons, okay? Gamers too. So don't forget that this Bushiroad on the Road 2022 tour schedule May through December. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the products for sale is, was this booster box here before? I remember the child decks. I didn't remember the booster boxes. Maybe it was there. My memory is slipping here. Okay, okay. So $17. You can see it's event price $17. Again, this is only going to matter to you if you can actually make it out to these locations. So the first one being Anime Central. That would be on May 20th to 22nd. So not too bad, like lengthwise, time-wise out there. So that one's pretty good. Like my one that's close to me would be in November. So to get these trial decks in November, probably not the greatest timing on it, but still, it actually gives you an option. So if you're one of those people that have the ability to go to this one right here, then more than likely you might want to go to that and pick up some trial decks if you can. But like I said, normally I do not suggest TCG Player for pre-ordering, but in this case, this is okay. And the reason why I say that um, is because of this, the booster box. So we have this worked out pretty nicely. So the booster box comes out on May 13th, again a little bit delayed, and it has all of our lovely girls here. But the biggest problem with it is I see on TCG Player $94.99. You could actually still get the booster box for lower than that. So if you're shopping around, you're looking for lower prices, TCG Player would not be the place that you would want to do it at. Okay, I would avoid that when it comes to the booster boxes. But with the trial decks, it doesn't look all that bad. So if you know of any other places, please email me. Do not put it in the comments until I had a chance to look it over. Okay, so normally what I do is I take a look at Japanese prices of cards and see how the English should ultimately reflect. I did not realize this, that on Yuyute there's actually a blog. Like I've never scrolled down. I've always went over here to the side and just looked up prices, but there is a blog on the side, and one of those this happened on April 15th is they have a buy list to buy cards. Obviously they sell cards, but they need to buy cards to resupply, have enough cards to sell. So there is some interesting titles here. So we got quintessential quintuplets. This would be your set 2 that we're getting in August. It's going to be really exciting. Love Live Superstar, Assault Lily Bouquet, Zombieland Saga, and we also have Hololive Productions, which has been reprinted at least 2 times, I believe. And they're still looking for cards, which is pretty crazy, right? When you think about it. Like, look at all these. I mean, obviously, they're not going to pay full price on these cards, like the sale price. They need to make some profit money. But you can still see that they, like, when it comes to the SSPs, they're looking for all of them, right? It's not like they're just saying one of them is terrible and we're not going to actually buy it back. But you can see across the board, they have boosted up their prices on, like, their buyback prices on these. So Hololive definitely one of those ones that people really want to have. And you can see this is the premium box that comes out already for that Expo 2022, but then also coming out in June and from the Bushiroad Global Online Store in August. And then you have GeekJack and Hololive website August to September. So it's coming out a bunch of times that you can see across the board. There is a lot of cards that have been boosted up in prices, right? Like, but I mean, some of the ones that don't get picked up are like the triple rares. You can see there's barely any boosted prices, and the prices that they are really, really sad looking. So, um, but again, this just goes back to saying how big the set actually was, how much they really wanted, how much people really wanted. So I expect English to have, at the very least, some of that excitement around it when it comes out. So, trial decks, again, more than likely you should be able to buy from TCG Player. I'm not talking about the mapping dead boxes or anything like that. We'll never know depending on who the seller is. But booster boxes, definitely stay away. $94.99 at this point is way too high for that when you can find it from some other websites. Okay, so stay away. All right, so next up is TCG Player April. So if anybody hasn't been here, doesn't know what this is a giveaway I do for being affiliate with TCG Player. TCG Player doesn't actually give me it. They're not sponsoring this. It really is. I have a link in my description, which is TCG Player. When you click it and you purchase anything from it, it gives a certain percentage of money back to me. What I do with that money is I give 100% of, well, I don't want to say 100% in case someone like really goes after me. Like 90 something percent of it goes back to you. The missing percentages is because I don't add up the cents. It's not worth it me to like keep track of cents month after month. So what I do is I give you the dollar amounts back. So if it's $15, you're getting $15, all right? If it's $15.60, I'm just keeping the 60 cents and it still is $15. So we were gonna give away something for the Bushiroad English Conference, but there is still one title that has yet to be announced that happens in mid-May. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that to May, and we're going to do this one. So again, all you need to do for this giveaway is enter your YouTube username. So you need to go to survey, YouTube username, favorite number. The reason why I ask for favorite number is so I know who you actually are, because what I do is I email you the TCG player code. I need you to identify who you are. Because this is a TCG player, this is only eligible for the USA, and I want you in this video, this literal video, to write who you actually, what is your favorite upcoming set for English or Japanese? So it doesn't matter, just let me know, write it down in the comments so people that didn't watch this far doesn't realize that we're having a giveaway, okay? And then lastly, the fifth one is any comments. You write that on every survey or anything. You do not have to fill that out. If you're one of those people that have always did these surveys, don't worry about it. If you want to skip it, feel free to skip it. It's really just there in case someone wants to write something to me that hasn't done that before, has something new to let me know about, okay? So again, thank you everybody who uses my link. It always is something that will go back to the people that watch this video. So I appreciate if you buy anything from TCG Player, use the link, and we can do more giveaways for all of you. All right, next up is Premium Booster Box Bang Dream Girls Band Party. And this one is definitely very, very. I don't know. I feel like people are angry about it, so I'm gonna say this right now and be as ambiguous as possible. So some people know who, as in the persons or persons that have done this, uh, know what I'm talking about. The other people just bear with me as I say this. So the point of this channel is to help people out. I do not own a store. I have zero products for sale. I've not sold anything in months and months and months. I haven't sold anything in 2022. So really, and I say that broadly. I apply that to Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, um, Pokemon. I've sold nothing, like nothing. I've been working. And I say that as in I plan on selling nothing from here until the end of the world. Everything that I own right now is mine, and I don't plan on selling it. Okay, so I am super hoarding, collecting my own stuff. Okay, what I am saying this is because this channel was never about pumping a product because I have something to sell. I don't run a store. I don't have anything to sell. So anybody that comes and tells me or is upset that I say a product sucks or you're trying to sell it and I tell you it should be lower, uh, unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. I'm not going to be one of those people that are here trying to help push a product or sell anything. No one's sponsoring me, and I don't want anybody to sponsor me. This really isn't about selling products. So when I say girls band party is bad and should be lower in price, I fully mean that. And it doesn't matter if you hate that I say that or not. It's not going to matter. If I say data bullet surprise that sucks, I fully mean that, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I have these. I have data bullet surprise set, right? Like I own that. That is up there, up there where I store some of my stuff. It's not all stored here, but unfortunately, it's a bad product, and that's just how it's going to be. Like that's what it is. So Bang Dream, going back to Bang Dream here. Sorry about that. I just had to say that because yeah, things happen. I get emails and I get comments, so I just want to let you know that. Bang Dream Premium Booster Box, 48.99. That is an all-time low for this thing. I remember when people were selling this for 70s, 60s, and I'm like, I that's insane. That's really insane. I don't know how they came about this number. I guess that's wishful thinking, knowing what's inside the product. Maybe people didn't know what's inside the product, then you had other people trying to pump this thing up to for what various reasons. Maybe people are really excited about it. Some people are just trying to sell product. Like I said, I'm here to tell you what I think, and truthfully, and I think this is a not so good product, right? Like it's not good, and the only reason why it's not good is because it's guaranteed drop rate, right? Like you know, there's going to be these BDRs and every one of them for each band. Like you're gonna get someone from Raz, you're gonna get someone from Poppin' Party, you're gonna get someone from Roselia. So realistically, if you bought five of them, like on average, right, you would get the entire thing. So if I multiply 48.99, let's just round up to 50 times five, that's $250. If I add up all these BERs, it's way over $250. So would you buy the singles of these for something that's a guaranteed drop rate, or would you just rather buy this for a cheaper price? I get it. Someone might be missing one BDR, so you're going to buy the one BDR, but realistically, the math doesn't make any sense at all. And how I came about this is back in the day, I did that buy here and invest video, and this is what I said, right? Like right now, back in the day, it was 65.75. Each pack has four SRs and one BDR. So BDR, we got $56 in a box. Like if you took the average and say these BDRs are $8 and you get seven in a box, and that makes it $56 a box. And then you had the SRs that totaled out to be 42. But the real problem with that is, can you sell it? And if we take a look on Yuyute, answer was it's a hard sell. You could see it, like a bunch of these are still available. Some were down to 249, but since it was a guaranteed drop rate, that was always going to be the problem. And that's why I said the average was roughly 8, because some are like 7, 9, and then you have the conversion from yen to dollars. So never made any sense to me. Oh, and it seemingly had a limited amount in the Japanese release, where English, I don't know how many were actually printed. That's the huge issue. And you have the other issue of Bang Dream not being as popular here in the English format as it is in Japan, right? There's your humongous difference there. That was always the case, and you saw that with the January release for Morphonica and the extra boosters. So that is where we are. Like some people are buying this now. Like as in, let's just show you here. So back a couple days. So the 19th, one sale, and look, someone actually cleared out 9. So they're definitely going for all of them. And then 422. So down to 49 was the last sale, and we're at 48.99. But as you can see here, there's plenty of supply. You got 9, 22, 7, 5, 14. I fully expect this to drop down. I saw someone on Facebook asking if they should like start buying some of these, because is it going to go down further? My wholehearted guess is it definitely should go down a lot further. And depending on how much you want to spend, maybe you just buy the box. Maybe you just buy it, right? And over here is the 10 case box, 757.94. So that is pretty crazy too. Like when you think about that, divide that sucker by 10. Um, yeah, it's nice to get a sealed box to like guarantee your rate, but at the same time, it's that number does not reflect kind of like what you have over here with the single boxes. Okay, so it's the numbers are all out of whack, and I'm assuming it's more just because sellers don't know what to do at this point. So going back to like the beginning when I started this whole Bang Dream thing is make sure before you buy any of this stuff to make sure you know what's inside of it. And if you don't know what's inside of it, ask or check or send me an email. I don't care. I rather you ask me than losing at this point $25, right? If you bought it at 75, you could have bought this thing at 49 at this point, and I imagine this should drop like for sure. I can't imagine, even though this is Yukina, I can't imagine this Yukina being $47. There's way too many of them. Look at this one. One's got 4, 4, 2, 1. So plenty of supply out there and not a lot of buyers. It's just the reality of where we are. Okay. Let's see. A bullet surprise set. I know there's some upset people at me on this one, but seriously, seriously. Surprise set. As we know, you get a deck case, card sleeves, deck separator, and this beautiful card right here. So, big problem with that one is it's the exact same card as the promo that Shops gave out. It's cannibalizing its own sales, obviously, because would you rather buy a $25 TCG player card, anyways, for the foil version, or just buy the PR, from the shop that's like under $2? Okay, or you just buy the surprise set. You could buy the surprise set and get it for yourself because again, it comes in every one of them. So to buy the single would be just a little crazy, right? When you could just buy this, then you get the card sleeves in the deck box, which are actually really nice, but definitely the hype has gone away from it just because it released in December. Like the actual card set releases in December, so we do have a few sales. Some people may need it. People want the card. It makes a whole lot of sense to me, but at this point, I don't see any real reason. They really Bushy Road, Weiss Schwarz, they messed this up. It needed to come out in December for it to sell the products, and at the same time, if it was going to be delayed like this, um, I know they didn't know it at the time, but realistically, booster packs needed to be in this. I definitely would say never make a set like this ever again unless you're going to shove booster packs in it. That's the only way it's going to hold value unless the promo card is amazing and unique to the overall card set, right? Like if you had a unique card inside of this thing, that'll help sales. And I would imagine you're trying to help out sellers. That's why we have those PR packs that are coming out, those tournament PR packs. You're trying to actually help stores out. So if a store bought into this, I feel bad for you because there's not really, unless you pre-sold them, I can't imagine the actual demand on it being huge. Huge. Maybe Data Live 4 is going to help out with that. Okay, I'm moving on to Japanese Weiss Schwarz. So if you don't want to see Japanese, this is probably your time to exit. But what I wanted to do here was take a look at the actual Japanese releases. It's not going to be totally in depth, but what I want to avoid is what happened with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where like I saw it that night, the night before release, and realized I'm like, oh crap, I need to buy it, and I bought some because. Obviously, I want to tell you ahead of time before that happens because my viewers, I want you to know. So, unfortunately, Dragon Maid happened the way it did. So, let's take a look at Dragon Maid. Where is it at? Dragon Maid is nuts. I mean, definitely this card is the card that is, I would say, if it's going to end up in English, which is a huge if, um, I don't know if this card comes over in the way it does, or a bunch of these cards come in the way it does. Maybe not. Maybe everybody's cool with it, like in English side. Like if but I don't know. I have this feeling that the no. For one, I don't think this one's actually coming. Like the actual set's coming. But at the same time, I don't know if that card comes in that form. Overall, Dragon Maid definitely has been popular. As you can see, though, not all the cards are like it's not like a complete sellout, right? We have some of the cards still available, and yeah, OFRs have done pretty well. Look at these, like the ones from the trial deck, completely gone. So trial deck has done really well. The set has done okay-ish. I would say the booster box set has been okay-ish, and it was filled with parallels. So now that I've said that, we're gonna move on. Next thing we know that is coming, let's move this thing down here, is Decide Traumerei. I don't see anything really special in it. Again, this is one of those shows that I actually like, but this is also based off the mobile game too. So it's not completely the anime set. When you look at my anime list, I know this sounds like a buy or invest video, but I would unless you really, really like this anime, I don't really see a whole lot to it. I haven't watched or read about any of these cards yet, so playability wise, I'm not there. So I'm just looking at pure pictures. And when I look at the pure pictures and pure numbers here, this is not a terribly popular anime, and but the cards look cool. So again, if you are one of those people that like this anime or these characters from the mobile game, then maybe pick it up. I don't know if this is coming out for English. I feel like if it comes out to English, it's going to be devastated. It's going to be like really unpopular, as in, so it's got to be good meta wise for it to be played because as you see here, this is not good. I don't see any sort of lewd cards or anything like that as Dragon Maid. So for me, probably more than likely a pass on this side. But again, I do like it. I'm just iffy if this is going to come out for English or not. If it does come out for English, I'll buy it. If it's just Japanese only, even though I like the anime, since it's more mobile and I don't know the majority of these people, probably not going to buy it. The interesting part about this is there are 19 uh, SPs. That's a lot of SPs. So you can see right here. Look at all of them. Look at that giant cast. Ooh, I missed one. But you can see. Giant cast, 19 SPs. Outside of that, it's a normal set, really 100 cards, 10 double Rs, and 57 parallels. That's still a little high, more because of the SPs, but still, overall, it's a normal size set. Tokyo Revengers again coming out for JP May 13th, 2022. This is a booster box. There is a trial deck, and when I look at it, there's not really any sort of like when I say interesting, or I'm going with the whole loot kind of thing where it adds that extra, right? That extra towards the collectability. It's Tokyo Revengers. Like when I look at these cards, it's exactly what it is. I don't think they need to do anything crazy when it came to this set, just because this anime is stupid popular, right? Like it's gonna be pretty good. 100 cards, 52 parallels, so nothing crazy. 10 double Rs. Definitely something I would imagine picking up. Me, myself, I did actually buy some Japanese versions because I finally got to the point where I'm like, you know what, if they're going to use different art on some of these cards, I will buy this so that I have both the English version and the Japanese version card art style. So I picked this up. both for the booster box and trial deck. Normally I don't do that, but knowing that it's different, I don't think there's going to be a whole heck of a lot of I'd say collectability to it, just because it's the symbol. It's not like there's someone not it's not like Emma half naked, I think. And like and that's the difference in the art. No, it's really that manji symbol that should have been changed out. So they are doing these cards of the day uh through here. Let's see. Here we go. So we are still getting more and more releases. Here's the side. Side looks real nice. I mean, seriously, it looks good. I just think it's just not strong enough as an IP. But yep, we're still getting pre-release cards for Tokyo Revengers. We don't have the full list yet. Okay, so overall, Tokyo Revengers is what you expect the cards to look like. Next up, we got May 27th booster box of Love Live Nijigasaki on that Gakuen School Idol Club. I tried, Audrey. I tried. All right, like there we go. Okay, this one 100 cards, 59 parallels, and there's gonna be 10 SSPs, 9 SPs. It's gonna be decently painful when it comes to collecting this, and the reason why I say that is because of this. This is Audrey here in my reply in a comment. So I am bringing this up because Audrey's the one who said it. So be on the lookout on the JP Love Live Nijigasaki. The SSPs for Love Live are always stupid expensive. They are. I looked on Yuyute. They are always stupid expensive. I suspect Setsuna Yuki will be a 1k card, maybe even more, because it is playable in any Nijigasaki deck, unlike her level 3 SSP from set 1 that hit a grand. And here we go. So this is Love Live Nijigasaki. Came out April 23rd, 2021. And here is this one. So 1352. I know this is TCG Republic, but there are none available. So there it is. These are expensive. If you look at any other Love Live set, these SSPs are really, really expensive, but they look nice. Like you could just tell, like even with the signature, there's different color signature. I actually, again, I've said that before, but I really love the different color signatures, not just straight up gold. You know, like the AOT2 had green, blue, purple, whatever color. There's just a bunch of. There's a red one. I like having the difference in when they use like a rainbow colored one too. It's really cool. But Love Live in general, the SSPs are really expensive, and I can imagine this is going to be no different. Like it, even though I haven't watched it myself, I know a lot of people have, and they've enjoyed it. So one day I will add that to the list. I have to watch Shenmue after this. Technically, I have to work. I have a lot of things to do today. I was really busy yesterday. Okay, what we have now is how to raise a dull girlfriend, Finet. Bean. Finet. Boy. Okay, that comes out June 10th, 2022. You could say fine because when some people saw these cards, they were like, I don't think anybody made that joke, but in my mind, I'm like, man, they're fine looking cards. Get it? And you can see they definitely went with the uh, sheets look or towel or whatever it is. I was saying that just because I saw Kato here with a sheet, or I guess a sheet, but then we don't have Airiri as with anything. It looks like just a blanket or whatever. The nice part is if you're looking very closely, Kato here, and then you have Airiri here. She's down there, so she's sitting there, and then yeah. So these they don't. The bad part is right. It's not like you can reconstruct them like you did with the Bang Dream ones. Like you can't. Well, maybe you could put Aries head here, and that just all matches up. But it's weird. They're not all level because she's laying down and they're all sitting up. But there you go. I mean, the cards look really nice. I love this anime. This anime was great. If you take a look at my anime list, since this is not a buy or invest video, you can see this show is actually really popular. What you're gonna notice when you take a look at Yuyute, I know I could bring it up, but this isn't a full-blown buy or invest video, but you're going to see they use a lot of bikinis in the other seasons, and it hasn't done. The sign cards are expensive, but the cards that you would have suspected to be really expensive, like the more looter type, are still available and not as expensive. I think as more and more people catch on English side that some sets aren't coming out, that they haven't even looked at the set before, right? It's the whole boom or changing in mindset of what cards to collect. I think those cards will start to disappear. So for me personally, I would say I would buy some of those cards thinking that one day they might not be available. And I would say that to anybody that are looking into Saekano because there's been, a few sets now and it hasn't come out to English. So will it ever come out to English? Maybe. But I mean, honestly, it should have by now. Like looking at it, there would be no real reason outside of maybe like the card art themselves or the people just can't get it licensed. But realistically, there was no reason for this outside of that to not come out in English. It's definitely popular enough to do so. So a little disappointing that it hasn't. This thing is definitely there is a PR campaign happening for it. If you buy 3 boxes, you get one PR pack. So that is really neat. You have to buy 3 boxes. So it's kind of neat to see how these PR packs are being used, like across like English, across the Japanese format. So overall, I think this is going to be a decent set if you like it. I definitely am going to buy some of this. Like right away, knowing it, looking at these cards, I wasn't around for the releases back on JP for the other sets, but looking at these cards, I love these characters. I do. I enjoyed that show a lot, more than I thought I would. So Fiend, fine. These cards look fine. I think it's a good one. Idolmaster Million Live. Welcome to the new stage. This one, June 24th. Never watched Idolmaster. I know for a fact this is going to be brutal. And if you haven't seen this yet, there is 123 cards, right? So if I go back to Saekano, 100 and all those other ones that I've said, Saekano, I didn't talk about Saekano, 3 SECs, 5 SPs, 10 SRs, and well, 10 triple rares. I hate how this does this. And then 16 SRs. Okay, combines in the lines. But when you take a look at Idolmasters, it is brutal. Look at that. It is 5 SECs, 52 SPs. There are 19 triple rares and BNPs, brand new parallel. Is that really for real? Is that what they're calling it? BNPs? Brand new parallel. 52 kinds. Doesn't matter. It's a lot. That's probably just like another overframe thing, or do they have any pictures of it? No. Probably like a overframe or some kind of stamp like they've been doing. But as you can see, 128 planned parallels. That's insane. That's even more than the normal cards, right? Because normally it's like 100 and then a lower amount for parallels. This thing is actually have more parallel cards than base cards this time around. So very interesting, and it's a 12 double rare set. So that's no good. That's no bueno. It's gonna be really expensive. I don't know what's going to happen here. All I know is I feel like it's gonna be expensive if you like this. So I will look more into the Idol Master. I haven't done that, but yeah, it's expensive. Next one we got is Disney Pixar. So this one again, I had a change in heart. It went from basically neutral to I really like it. I know a lot of people now that I show this to. At first glance, if they know about Weiss Schwarz, it's definitely different and weird. But when you ask somebody that doesn't really think about Weiss Schwarz in the way we do, they're really excited for it. They're like, oh man, wow, that's really cool. Definitely Ham seems to be one of those ones that people would love to have. So I think it's worth buying if you know somebody that likes Disney Pixar. What is this on the side here? Did not look. This is the first time me looking this. Can't read any of it. Never mind. It just looks neat. Okay, well, I will do that later. I just saw a face over there. Manichi. Okay, all right. Anyways, moving back, going back here. Disney Pixar. So we know about Toy Story, we know about Monsters. We haven't seen any card previews for it. I haven't heard really anybody about pre-sales of this. I know there's Japanese websites, so there are Japanese websites that are doing pre-sales for this. So if you are afraid that you may not get it, then maybe you do it that way. Oh, this is Milky Home. Okay, anyways, you go on these Japanese websites and find these trial decks for sale. Again, there is Toy Story, Monsters Inc. We haven't seen Cars yet. That comes out September, and then an overall booster box for September 30th. And we don't know exactly yet what titles are in there because we just got the three, but there could be way, way, way more actual titles inside of this booster box, which obviously makes a whole lot of sense that they would do that. So that is everything. Like I said, I'm gonna keep more track of Japanese because I felt real bad that what happened with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and we'll make sure to keep a lookout for all of that stuff. So if you see anything, let me know that's interesting about a Japanese set. Let me know. But I will do my best here for you, keeping up with all that. All right. So with that, that is everything when it relates to Weiss Schwarz. So I'm just going to talk about what I did over the weekend. If you are not interested in that, I will see you later. So, as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one, everybody. All right. So, what I did over the weekend was I did my barbecue judging. So, I know people have asked me this a couple times now, and I haven't really explained it. Basically, Kansas City Barbecue Society. I first actually heard about this through a TV show. This TV show was called Barbecue Pitmasters. This came out, when did it come out? Jeez. 2009. It came out in 2009. And basically, there are barbecue competitions that happen around the world, actually. I mean, it makes sense, but that are sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Society. And if you watch the show, it's on Discovery Plus. Um, if you don't have Discovery Plus, it's on the internet. You just have to find it on other various websites. But you can see what it does is it follows. I think it was five teams that would be in these competitions. Season one. It's only season one. The other seasons didn't. Were it was like basically a cooking show, but they follow these people as they went to different competitions and how you actually do these competitions. And it also talked about the judging and how you can be certified to judge in this. And that's what I did. Like I certified myself. Basically, all that meant is you go to a 6 hour class in person. I haven't seen if they made an online one. I heard that they were trying to make an online one because of the pandemic. But realistically, you go to this 6 hour judging class. You get to eat a bunch of food. They tell you how to judge, how to score it. And based on that, you get a certificate. And from there, you can actually judge at various events across the United States, across Europe. I know people that actually went to Australia to judge some of these events. And the big one is in Kansas City, of course. I think there was like 1,000 teams or something that was there. But basically, over over a competition, what you will be eating is, and this is no joke, you will be eating six at the very minimum. It's 5 to 6 pieces of chicken, um, ribs. So you'll get these ribs. There they are. Look how nice they are. You will get pork in that kind of various forms. So it's going to be pork butt. And then lastly, you're going to get brisket. So they need a one judge per team, and you don't know who you're judging. It's different for every category. So you're never going to get the same team on each. So it is pretty nuts. Like you get full really fast. It's hilarious because you'll see people that like eat way too much like out of the gate. Like you can take this stuff home. So if you don't eat that whole piece of chicken, you can actually put it in a plastic bag and put it in a cooler and take it home. So that's a nice part. You just bite it, move on. But when you think about what I said, that's actually 24 pieces of meat that you have to go through. Yesterday, I had at this competition, they actually had so many teams and interests that it's over 3 days, and that day there was three competitions. So I did two of the competitions. So I did a normal four category one, and then I did what they call a backyard one, which was chicken and ribs again. So I actually ate 36 pieces of meat. It was a lot to go through. I brought a bunch home, obviously, but it's a fun time. You get to meet a lot of people. So if you are interested in doing something like this, I would say send me an email or just go out to this website. You need to search for a class, and there are tons of actual locations for it. I'm trying to get my wife to go because that would be nice to have her there, and then we can go for some of the longer ones. Like there's one I'm going to be going in July. That's 2 days, so I'm actually going to get a hotel to stay for both days. But it's a whole lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people. If you like cooking, you can talk to the actual teams as well, and they can give you tips. And to actually become a master judge, you have to judge 30 of these competitions, but you actually have to cook with a team as well. So I was fortunate enough to actually spend time with a team last year, and I saw him yesterday, so I wished him good luck. My good luck didn't seem to work all that well. He did okay, but nothing like spectacular. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of food, and at the same time, for me personally, it was one of those ones. Since I like cooking, I was able to gain knowledge and learn about different techniques for cooking. I mean, it's really nice. It's completely different than what like cooking on your backyard if you have a smoker or a grill actually is. It's a whole different set of rules and making it look nice. So you can see that. Like, look how pretty that looks on there. So it was a fun time. So that again, that's why I've been behind when it comes to uh, writing back on comments or emails. I've been doing a ton of work. I'm back in the work grind again, but at the same time, it's I've been preparing for this competition because they had updated courses. So they take this really seriously. When you do this, they have updated courses that everybody needs to take to make sure that everybody grades correctly, or at least consistently across the board. So overall, really a fun time. So that was it. I'm excited for Hololive. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm going to be. I think the thing that's scary about Hololive is really like what's going to happen from it. Um, it's it's hard to even say. It's going to be a lot of people coming out of nowhere, potentially pumping this. There's going to be supply issues. There's going to be overpricing, like with this booster box right now. I mean, like what I said here, this booster box has been selling in the 94s. Like, look at this thing. 94s, like consistently across the board. It's going to be bad. I think if my huge thing is if there is any inkling that they want to reprint this, I think they need to do it now. They need to say we are going to reprint this really because it's going to hurt people overall. Like that's going to buy this at on TCG Player for $95. Like I said all this time, I have no reason to say anything like don't buy from TCG Player because I have that affiliate link. But realistically, you shouldn't be buying this box at $95. It's not going to be very good at that price. I mean, maybe like in the short term it'll be all right, but it possibly could be reprinted. I don't want to just throw that out there just because the schedule is really packed up, but I don't know if I want to be buying this thing at 95 with that possibility going to happen. I mean, again, with the amount of Japanese reprints that happened for Hololive, and they're still looking for cards to actually purchase up. There's a demand for it, and I would imagine that that should happen in English too. So it just stinks when I see this. When I know there's websites out there that are under $90, and this to watch these things go for like $100, $95. It's insane. And then if you could actually make it out to this place and get some there. I really hope they do put a limit on this. Like realistically, if I was Bushy Road at this Bushy Road on the road, it's got to be limit to trial decks because again, you're trying to sell to people, like not to resell. I mean, all you're gonna need is two trial decks, right, of one generation. If you wanted to play a certain generation, so I'd limit it to 2 trial decks per generation, and then maybe 2 booster boxes or something. If not, unless they're kind of carrying a mountain of Hololive boxes. Uh, so actually, if anybody goes to that, let me know how many they have. It'd be interesting to see. Anyways, that's it. That's everything. I'm gonna get back to my comments. I will write back to you in the comments, and then also emails, which I am really behind. Again, like with emails, it's like there's some really long ones that I need to actually sit down and take time to. Like if it's just like one question, which I get sometimes, or it's just like, "How you doing? Here's a question." I could do that fairly quickly depending on the question, but with the longer emails, I want to give like a good response, an actual thoughtful response. So I will get back to you on that, and then anything else? I got a lot to catch up on video wise, but we'll see how the work schedule handles it. And do the survey. You have until I didn't say this. I should probably write that in the survey. You have until Wednesday morning when I wake up. I'll write that in my description. So that's the only place you'd have to click it at. So it'll be in there that says you have until Wednesday. So Wednesday when I wake up, I will turn off that video or turn off that survey. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. All right. See ya.